Hey now, and welcome down to KCToyreviews. We are here today with one of the most exciting reviews in a long time, and that is with Queen Studios / InArt's The Joker from the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan. Not only is The Dark Knight one of the best movies of all time, we now in front of us might have one of the best 1/6 scale figures ever created. So, as always, let's go ahead, fine comb those details, hold each other's hands, and dive right the hell goddamn in. Alright, so here we are with probably one of the most anticipated figures of the entire year, and yes, we are only 1 month into the year, and this is probably it right here in front of us. The last true version of Joker was by Hot Toys, and that was probably 10 years ago or so, and that is with the DX11. Now, the DX11 looks like a piece of crap compared to this, so don't even worry about comparison, which one looks better. It looks like a piece of crap compared to this. Obviously, for the time, it made sense, it looked amazing, but it is far outdated, and we were long overdue for a proper 1/6 scale Joker, especially a licensed version. Now, I did start with this shot for a specific reason well, let's take a look at this jail cell scene / diorama. It comes in 3 different pieces, and that is the bench he's sitting on, the platform underneath, and then the jail bars or whatever the hell we want to call them that's behind him, which basically plugs into the platform down below. A couple things that we do need to point out is that the jail cell / bars behind him are absurdly heavy. They are straight up steel, whatever the hell they are. They are metal steel pieces, and that whole piece behind him, take away the base underneath, the bench and the figure, it is extremely heavy. Dare I say so heavy that I would be nervous about it in a DTOF. But it's a great segue to say, well, InArt, what the hell were you guys thinking to make this thing 1.5 inches too big for a DTOF? It's almost like I start to smile. Let's take this whole piece in the back. This whole piece should have been taken off right here, like this. InArt, here's where you should have kept it, so this fit in everybody's goddamn DTOF. Now, InArt, please don't hate me, because obviously the figure at hand, everything in front of us is phenomenal. But being new to the game, it's clearly evident with the diorama that you've provided us, because probably 75%, if not more of us, use a DTOF from IKEA. The shelf space on a DTOF is around 14 inches maximum. This thing is 16 inches. So you're killing me. It would have looked so perfect. I mean, goddamn near perfect inside of our DTOF. You could have put a nice backdrop behind it, and then you'd have this 3D diorama in front of it, and it would have looked phenomenal. Now, with all that said, of course, it's very disappointing that this doesn't fit in our DTOF. However, it is a freaking masterpiece. As I've mentioned, it's very sturdy metal in the back. The bench that he's sitting on is metal. And I'm not sure if it's a miss or not, but the base that we see in shot here has no magnets whatsoever at the bottom. So obviously we're going to get to the base that does have the magnets, which this guy has magnets in his feet, and so does the second figure that was included. But I'm not sure why we wouldn't have included a metal plate in this thing here, because not all of us are going to have him sitting down like this. We might want to have him standing up, and because there's no magnet in the plate here, there is some balance and act issues that you do need to be aware of. The figure balances decently, but again, just to stress, be careful because there is no magnet in the base and shot. Lastly, probably note the bench is movable, so you can move that around wherever the hell you want. Very sturdy piece of metal there. And then we have this nice logo Dark Knight symbol right on the front of the stand here. Everything in shot is 100% pristine and beautiful. I cannot stress enough, this looks insane. Now, we also just quickly need to note, and either I'm crazy or this is insane details, this feels like, whether it's wood or like that faux type wood, but this feels like an actual type of wood base on here. And if you look in here, there actually is some depth to it. I really do think this is some type of wooden base or something. You know, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong down below, but man, the details on this base alone, just the floor, are absolutely incredible. I mean, this is just the base. I wish this was the floor of my kitchen. Now, let's start to get into the tailoring and the uniqueness of the forearms. And well, this guy does come with 5 forearms, and that's right, not 4, not 6, 5. So basically you have a bunch of forearms that come with this guy, and they all have a magnet system, which we'll get to in a second. But as you can kind of see, there's a little metal plate at the bottom of those arms there. And then briefly, just look at the detail. You can see the chalk, a little bit of redness. I guess the only downfall is that they are stuck into these positions. You can't really move them very much, but man, they look absolutely insane. And as far as getting them out, it's just a slight tug to the arms here. Oh, whoa. Close one. Yes, they're magnetic feet, but he can certainly still fall. And there you have it. Very simple. They come off, and as I say, you have 5 of these. You have 2 pairs similar to this here, and then you have the point in hand for the right hand, which just comes by itself. And it probably is worth noting the handcuffs that you see in shot are die cast, and they come off pretty easy. The fact that they close up pretty easily, they are die cast. Overall, these handcuffs are stellar. Now, before I get this guy all zipped back up, I will say one thing that InART, you guys got to work on. The cuffling system, clipping this little thing back into here, is absolutely awful. Unfortunately, this little piece here is not sewn in tight enough on both sides, so it kind of spins back and forth. So as you start to slip this thing in, it is very difficult, and it took some time to kind of finagle that thing in there, especially when we have all this beautiful magnet system. I mean, just a simple button or something would have been 10 times better. I don't know what the hell these guys were thinking with this system based off of how beautiful the rest of the figure is, and you can see there's little pieces of string already starting to hang out from it. And as far as tailoring on this piece, everything is absolutely top notch. It fits and hugs the body perfectly. Proportions on everything are stellar. Underneath, you have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. So as far as articulation and posability goes, you can basically do whatever the hell you want with this guy without fear of damaging it, because it's all cloth clothes on top. And then this little chain here is, oh my God, every time. Okay, this is first time working with magnetic feet here. He's still trying to topple over InART. Just letting you know, we got to be careful with those magnetic feet. We do have this nice little gold chain here on the waist, which really just adds to the detail and complements the figure that much more. And normally I kind of just breeze over the bases, but, you know, this one is another star of the show because InART has gone to the next level and included a magnetic base. Let's see if we can kind of lift it right off the shot here. So yeah, as you can see, his feet are sticking to this guy. He's still got some issues with balance in this guy. I mean, I get it. It's awesome, the magnetic piece to it, but we still got to be careful. But ultimately, we do have magnets in the feet, a metal plate in the base here. Beautiful, the Dark Knight Joker branded right in the front there. I mean, dare I say this is one of the best bases I've ever seen. And then in the back, oh my God, we can see a very classic Dark Knight symbol, all in the details, the edges, the shapes, the magnetic base. This thing, probably one of the best 1/6 scale bases that's ever been included in a figure. Oh, okay, whoa, hey now. We're doing the upside down test, and oh, shit. All right, let's try that one more time. Okay, look at it, kind of stays on there, and it's my fault. He fell off the other time probably, but this does indeed hold him upside down. I don't know why the hell I wanted to try this. I just wanted to do it. There's no reason why. Oh! And for anybody that cares, before we jump down to the stand, I just wanted to show off that he does come with socks. I mean, I always think that these makers like InART, and there's feet, whoa, those are some really stiff, ratchety feet there. But I always think it's kind of next level awesome when we include really nicely tailored socks with our figures. I mean, we're never really going to go up this far, but just to show you that they are included, and they are really, really nice looking. I mean, hell, I would probably wear those. And due to the type of shoes that we have on here, like I said, articulation, I mean, you could basically do whatever the hell you want with the ankles there. And I also kind of just wanted to zoom in on the sculpted hair here in case anybody had any worries, you know, just a quick little extra zoom in on it. Like I said, I went with sculpted hair for longevity, and as we could see, there's kind of like almost like multiple layers to this this sculpted hair here, and it's painted fantastically. It sits on there nice. I just truly think it looks stellar. Now, time for what I would probably consider the most sought-after version of the Joker from The Dark Knight, and yes, that's the purple coat version of Joker. Clearly, again, InArt took their time with these pieces because they are next level. The tailoring, the paint application, the accessories, etc., etc., everything has set the bar for what a mass-produced 1/6 scale figure can deliver. And I really need to stress, these look just like the promo pictures. Whether you got the sculpted or rooted hair version, they showed up just like they looked in the promo pictures. I mean, it is downright almost eerie how much this looks like Heath Ledger. And again, let's just stress, if you had the rooted hair version, it is that much more accurate. As we can see in shot here, similar to the other, the eyes and the glisten to them are near goddamn real. The paint application throughout the face that leads right down into the classic Joker purple coat is phenomenal. Now again, as far as the tailoring goes, I mean, we are talking next level. I'm probably not going to literally dissect and take each layer off, but we got 1, 2, 3 in the shirt underneath. I mean, we have 4 levels of damn near expertly tailored clothing on this guy, and I really cannot stress enough, it fits perfectly to the body included. I'm sure they didn't use any type of crazy body on this guy, but it fits perfect. The proportions on everything are perfect. And sure, we've probably seen this setup in this coat probably like 15, 20 different times, but they have done a stellar job. And not only is the tailoring phenomenal, I'm not sure if people pick up on stuff like this, but we have a slight weathering on the edges and on the cracks here of this thing. I don't even know what the hell they used to do that, but I am a big fan of weathering. I mean, Jesus Christ, we just had the Batman from the Apocalypse version the other day reviewed, and his pants were like pristine. InArt very, very smart to add some weather into this jacket because we know Joker does some messed up stuff. Oh, we got some little stuff there in the shot there. So overall, InArt has done a phenomenal job with the tailoring. Adding a slight bit of weather into the edges and cracks of this thing is really just kind of next level and shows the attention to detail that they are going for the fans here. And just a quick look again, the sculpted hair on this guy, pretty awesome. And I'm not sure why, but only this head sculpt has the rotatable eyes or whatever, so you can kind of remove this. But I tell you, InArt is really loving these magnet systems, but fits really nice, kind of goes on and off there, and it sits flush. You really can't even see the line there. But if you do want to finagle the eyes on this guy, you can use that system right there. And ultimately, compared to what I've seen in the past, this is a very, very nice and sleek system to access that. Just absolutely fantastic. And if anybody cares, we have a little bit different system on the hands. On the purple coat, we just have the hands. Yes, that's right, no forearms. We have a bunch of hands on this guy, and I'll probably go over that in the accessories, but magnet system on this. Oh, pretty easy to get that in and out, and then boom. You got that back on like that. 100 times better than the piece of crap pegs that everybody's coming out with, especially the piece of crap pegs that are snapping as you're putting them back in. So magnets are the way to go. InArt, kudos to you guys and the team, because everywhere that there is normally frustration with pulling pieces in and out in pegs, you have replaced them with magnets, which makes this system 10 times easier for us collectors. And I probably won't stay in shot with it too long because it's very similar to the other body, but we have the same kind of golden chain and the exact same pants as the other body there. And, you know, just as we spread this open, obviously the inner layers of the jacket has several layers. We have a little silky layer on inside, suede type material on the outside, just really, really freaking-tastic tailoring on this guy. And then there is a slight wiring throughout here. So if you want to pose the bottom of your jacket, it does have wiring on the back and on the bottom only. We do not have any wiring on the sides. Not that it matters too much, but there is a nice little wire on the bottom that kind of adds a little bit more posability to your figure. And they went next level with the little grenade pouches here. Tiny little lines sewn in everywhere here, clip to hold their grenades. I mean, this is just phenomenal tailoring on this thing. Just next level. Even different color straps on there just to really go for the authenticity there. It's just insane. We are with the accessories, and I did want to show off this nice little card that was included. I think I joked around in the unboxing and threw the letter and stuff on the ground and stuff, but this is actually pretty nice that was included on here. I'm not sure what the whole rip this thing off means here. If it's supposed to be some type of clever movie tab or something like that. I don't know. Stupid. That didn't even make sense. But anyways, maybe somebody can know why that's supposed to be ripped off. But that was pretty neat. And then as far as the weapons, die cast all the way around on this thing. So this thing has some weight to it. This is a beautifully crafted 1/6 scale weapon. No weathering or anything on it, but the fact that it's die cast, I mean, this thing's going to hold up for a long goddamn time. Now, same thing with the gun here. I don't know why we want to do this. There's so many 1/6 scale makers out there that let you take the clip on and off. I mean, who the hell's playing with their figures to the point where we're taking these on and off like that? So this is kind of silly. Just leave it in here. I mean, just keep it in here. Doesn't make any sense who's going to take that thing out of there. But anyways, you can take that out. And same thing, this whole thing is die cast. Now, oddly, this thing is just a chintzy piece of plastic. So we have the knife here, but man, I'm just surprised. We have die cast all the way around, magnets, and this chintzy little plastic knife. I'm just really shocked that they didn't go die cast on this piece here. As we can see, we have a big pile of money. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want. There's a ton of those. I think I even have some off camera. I don't even think I put them all in there. Same thing with the cards. I think I have a bunch off camera. There's that many that are included. So you have all these cards. They're kind of like a nice hard plastic. So they do have some longevity even in the cards. They're not just some wobbly piece of crap paper card. I do off camera here have a couple of forearms. Now these forearms are probably used together with the purple hands. Not sure why. Maybe you'd want to tuck up and pull the purple coat up and expose some forearms on there, unless I'm wrong, but you do have those pieces there. And again, I could be 100% wrong. Comment below. You can make fun of me. I don't care. I showed these off before, but just one last time, these chalky, amazingly painted hands that come with everything. And yeah, they might limit the posability on this guy because you can't really bend the wrists or anything, but they are so fantastically detailed that I think it is next level. I mean, dare I say, these things almost look real. I showed these off earlier, but one last time, we do have a die cast pair of handcuffs. And then Joker's very stereotypical grenades that you can put inside of his purple jacket. Whoa, those are going out of control. Whoa, hey, whoa. Those are pretty badass there. So if you do want to do that little setup inside the jacket, that is stellar. And same thing on these things. I think these are die cast too. These got some weight to them. And if we note, we have a couple different types of grenades in there. I mean, just the detail. I'm still just a little shocked on the knife. I mean, we got die cast, die cast, die cast, die cast, and then flimsy plastic knife. Surprised that we didn't have a die cast knife with this guy, and it's nothing that really bothers me. It's just a strange quality control choice to skimp on the knife and go die cast with everything else. And how could we end this video without a quick side-by-side with the Hot Toys Batman DX19? Now, it might not be necessarily from the exact same movie, with the DX19 being from The Dark Knight Rises and the Joker being from The Dark Knight. Now, in my opinion, I don't think we have a better pairing on our shelves than what we have in front of us, with the DX19 being one of the definitive versions of Batman, probably one of the best and highest quality Batman on the market right now, then paired side by side with INART's Joker, which again might be one of the best versions of Joker on the market, if not one of the best 1/6 scale figures I've ever seen. Clearly, they pair well with one another. You wouldn't even have a clue that they're from different companies, because the quality on both of them looks next level. And so I highly suggest getting these two next to one another, and they honestly could start to be a centerpiece to your collection. And there we have it. Joker by INART/Queen Studios from The Dark Knight, aka one of the best superhero movies ever made. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Christopher Nolan created one of the best superheroes ever made, and it didn't have a gigantic war, it didn't have a bunch of CGI, it just had Joker versus Batman and one of the best plot lines in directed comic book hero movies ever. And of course, because of that phenomenal movie, we have spawned version after version after version after version of Heath Ledger's epic Joker. And dare I say, in front of us lies one of the best versions of this Joker you can possibly find. Now, of course, that does come with a high price tag, because the set in front of us runs around $700 or something like that. And then the rooted hair version is nearly $1,000. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. For a 1/6 scale double pack, it's nearly $1,000. That is rent, a car payment, or a mortgage for some individuals. But again, for that money, you have one of the best 1/6 scale versions of Joker ever created. And not only that, you might have one of the best 1/6 scale figures ever created. Now, as far as drawbacks go, there is slim to none. The cuff system on the green jacket Joker is absolutely atrocious. InArt, please, dear God, fix that, because I can already tell as far as longevity goes, that is going to be an issue in the long run. You should have went with a button system or a magnet system. I mean, we have magnets everywhere throughout this. I don't know why we didn't do a magnet on the cufflinks, because that is danger 5,000 on those things. And once everybody else receives theirs, they will probably understand what I'm talking about. Now, I have to say the box itself, InArt, a little bit ridiculously big. I mean, the weird angles and the curvatures on the box do make for problems as far as storage. I know it's a ridiculous gripe, but I'm looking at this box right now going, where the hell am I going to put this thing? It was absurdly big. It has these weird angles and odd shapes to it. It was a phenomenal presentation, and opening that thing was like I said earlier, you know what it was like? It was like LOL for adults. And if you don't know what LOL is, well, more power to you. But I have a couple daughters, and they love LOL, and opening this thing was like that for adults. Just surprise after surprise, and yes, all of that was announced, but as you opened up those little bags, it was extremely exciting. And the last and only disappointing piece of this set was that the diorama doesn't fit in a DTOF, aka 70 to 80% of every single 1/6 collector's storage. That was a huge miss, and going forward, if you do dioramas, please make sure they fit inside of a DTOF, because otherwise you are doing a lot of us injustice. As I watch this thing spin, I already have no idea where the hell I'm going to put that diorama, but yes, those are small gripes. As far as the figure goes, the tailoring, the paint application, the likeness of Heath Ledger, and everything in between is next level. Yes, it comes at a high price point, but it's everything we had expected and maybe even more. Articulation is next level because you have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, phenomenal articulation at the ankles, and because we have cloth clothes on top of it, fear of damage is non-existent. Pose this thing however the hell you want and it will last for the long run. As far as the sculpted hair, I think they knocked it out of the park. And yes, obviously the rooted hair looks a lot better, but for longevity-wise and price-wise, you cannot go wrong for what they delivered. Even at the edges of where the paint meets the hair, there's a slight application of white paint in the hair as if the paint kind of merged with the hair when he painted his face. I mean, InArt, you guys really looked at every single detail. The magnet system, how we connect the arms, put them on the stand, and pull off the back of the head for the rotating eyeball version is almost obvious, yet genius. It's something the community has been asking for a long time. Start going the magnet route because the pegs are atrocious. They break, they're hard to get in, they're hard to get out, but the magnet system made for a much easier transition between shots and poses. And on top of all that, we had a lot of accessories that came with this thing. Most of it was die cast, still a little bit perplexed that the knife was a cheap plastic, but nonetheless, I am very excited for the die cast weapons. Those things are going to hold up for the rest of our lives, dare I say. And well, with all that said, I think it's a great time to segue this into a score. And honestly, what's coming to mind after raving about this thing the entire time is, well, possibly the highest score I've ever given and probably will give for quite a while. And that's with a 9.6 out of 10. That's right, a nearly flawless goddamn figure with a 9.6 out of 10. And you're probably right away saying, KC, how is this not a 10 out of 10? Well, I didn't get the rooted hair version. Clearly, the rooted hair version is a 9.8, if not 9.9 out of 10. Nearly goddamn flawless figures. You would be crazy if you're a Batman fan, a Joker fan, or just a 1/6 scale enthusiast in general to not have this thing on your shelves. And then we also need to note that this being InArt's first figure to the 1/6 scale community has obviously sparked some major excitement. If this is the quality that InArt continues to put out, we are very, very lucky and in store for some amazing figures. They have set the bar for what a 1/6 scale figure can look like, and I just need to stress not only what it looks like, but as far as quality goes, the same thing. As I was handling this thing, putting the parts in and out, quality was top notch. So it looks phenomenal, it feels phenomenal, and dare I say, one of the best 1/6 scale figures ever made. So with a 9.6 out of 10, we're going to start to wrap it up here today at KC Toys, and my excitement is through the roof with these things. So again, with all that said, with a 9.6 out of 10 and one of the best 1/6 scale figures ever made, we are going to close this out and say thank you, InArt, for truly treating the community with an absolutely stunning piece. You have crafted one of the best characters from one of the best movies of all time into a goddamn piece of art. And again, we thank you for that, InArt. We are going to go ahead and catch you guys next time. KC Toys, Joker, Heath Ledger. We don't really like Jared Leto, but we like this guy. Yeah!
Oh.